How's that?
Awesome. From
Here we are. Okay, next week I'll do that better. Yeah, I gotta find a way to do it better.
yeah, man, it's fine.
Okay, let's get some people in here. Hopefully,
Absolutely. From somewhere in Europe, the boys
yeah, from everywhere.
boys are gonna be the hosts of today's drawing and chatting.
Very good. I'm Lewis Michael, and with me I got Jacob Sebesta from the Czech Republic. I'm in London right now. We should be having Carlo Rowe dropping in very soon. Our other co-host, eBay Canales, cannot be here this evening as he's very sick in bed with a very bad sore throat. I have no idea what he was doing, but probably it's the winter there in those sides of Spain where he lives. Lots of rain and cold all the time. So I'm just gonna fix the screen here on Jacob because he was showing me this pages from Vestry, and this what you're doing right now. This is another page from issue 1 of Vestry, right?
Exactly. This is the one of 2 last pages to go, and this is gonna be sort of a him entering the dangerous premises of the dark, deep tower, mysterious all around, and he's going through it, looking for these creatures he's supposed to get rid of.
Mm-hmm. But that's your main character, yeah?
Yeah, that's gonna be my basic. And he's gonna have his X over here in his hands, all already, you know.
Mm-hmm. So you're in the layout phase here. Yeah. Tell me, do you do like thumbnails before? Do you have like a mini layout of each page pre-planned, or you just go page by page and you kind of feel your ground in?
Yeah, usually I do thumbnails, but this particular one was a little bit different because we started on a whole different layout, and my writer actually had some new ideas and some critique of sorts, and this was really something I enjoy, our sort of process of developing page. So I basically drew stuff, and he was like, "Oh, let's do this differently, and let's move that to there," and we settled down on this design.
You were showing me the pages before, so you got it's good to know for anyone later on when they're gonna be looking at your book when it comes out. It's 25 pages, right? The first issue.
Yes, it's gonna be 25 pages.
So forget Jacob is doing everything by himself. Yeah, he's doing the call. Now you're flatting, and you're doing all the colors, or you passing it to someone else?
I'm actually looking for someone to do the colors.
Right. That's what you told me. Yes.
I'm not that great at colors. I might have to learn. Yeah, you know, because money is tight, so I might have to learn it and do it by myself.
You know what? I forgot to do what I was supposed to do. I was going to find some pages from Jim Starlin's Dreadstar, yeah, and I was going to share that here today. Maybe later on I should be able maybe to still get it, where they actually look very much with what you've done. You know, that nice clean line you got in some of your panels. And he reminded me some of the stuff I remember from Dreadstar. You know, the panel composition, the way you position the figures against the background, and the color, the kind of the color pattern that you've done. Again, it reminded me very much that. So nothing too fancy, just enough to tell the story, and that's fine. You know, it's a nice, polite, clean color palette. You know, and yeah, so there's nothing wrong with what you were showing me there the other day. That's what I was thinking. You know, so maybe if we still have time, I'll find some of those pages and share it. But you know, when you go online to find these things, you can never really find the right one. I know this. Sorry?
Do you have yourself a visual library as well?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. For example, I don't. I don't know exactly what you mean with that, but I have not scanned every single thing I own, put it here. But I know there is a site, for example, that has the Dreadstar issues online, page by page. I think the first 6 issues, and it really is the most important ones, the first 6 or 12 issues. And there is a place online with that, which I think is a legal place as well, because obviously still a very big seller. So having it online, it kind of defeats the purpose. But
I have to give shout out to some of people in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Midnight Cherry TV, my lovely friend and friend of the show. Hey Chair, how you doing?
Yeah, and we got someone else there as well. We got Midnight Cherry TV. Hello, Midnight.
We have a few different people watching, not chatting. That's absolutely fine. Thank you for tuning in, and let's make it a good one, guys.
We got Ethereal Dragon as well.
One of also my favorites.
They're all your followers.
Oh yeah, I have the best followers. They are very loyal.
Very good.
Best, the best.
Yes. We do have 5 people watching, some of them remaining incognito, but hello everyone. So as I just said in the beginning, we should have a couple more guests joining soon, as soon as they finish dinner. It is 9 o'clock around here, 10 o'clock for Jacob. We should be on here for a couple of hours or until we kind of fall asleep drooling on top of the keyboards.
It happened. It happens. Those are stuff you have to sort of count with when you have me on the stream so late.
Well, hopefully your computer will be fine today.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be switching onto my camera now for you guys to see the appalling work that I'm doing here. Really tricky stuff. This is a full bleed page. Just one panel on this page. And basically what it is, this is a layout stage as well. I'm struggling a lot, and then maybe of the guys that are coming here, maybe they'll have an opinion on this. These are actually the thumbnails for this particular scene, and this is a very tight. Actually, could be misread as slightly gay. There is an embrace of 2 characters, and one is defeating the other one, but they kind of almost melding together. It's actually one of the high points, closer to the climax of the whole book. So it's actually page 127 in the continuity, although it's only page 29 on issue 5, which is what this page belongs to. And I finally decided for this one. So again, the way I work sometimes in some particular panels or a particular page is that I literally close my eyes and I kind of almost daydream the scene. I daydream the shot, Yeah. And then the struggle is to go from there to here, to basically, sometimes, a guy can get so crazy into these things that you actually, sometimes some ideas, some images almost demand that you close your eyes, you put your pencil to the page, and you start drawing with your eyes closed. So you can actually literally copy that image that you have in your brain onto the page. That is not a fantasy. A lot of people do that. A lot of artists do that. Guys which are highly achieved artists and veterans, and crazy guys like me as well. Sometimes I have to do that. This is a tricky scene because basically, and that's why we got these perspective lines here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Basically what it is that this is an arena. It's like a gladiator arena. That's why I got this slight background here, which these slides are not saying much yet, but I'm going to fill all this in with a huge audience and these drapes here is like similar to an old gladiatory arena, right? And then basically what it is that this character here, which is on the top above above this other guy here. He's lurching forward. So in order to give the impression that he's lurching forward, I got to push him backwards. And it
Or
was the big. Sorry.
motion lines.
Yeah, I mean, no, but it's a very static shot. There's no much movement in it, because it's kind of a thug of war between these two guys, He's literally bending this guy in half. This guy is one of the villains of the story. And so his head here, crazy head, you see these buggly eyes here and a big open mouth, which is still going to be even bigger, And this head here is in the extreme foreground. This head is almost like jumping to the reader, as he gets completely bent out of shape. This is his arm here, where he actually tries to grapple the other guy, and that's his other arm here, the other hand, and he's naked. On top of that, like I said, he's got a slightly homoerotic kind of thing, and so his butt cheeks were showing. I didn't want to show them, not necessarily because of being a Puritan. I just didn't want him to make no sense of them being in the shot, because I really want him to be completely bent out of shape, and so I had to very carefully cover the butt cheeks with his with his the upper body mass. And then I want these legs to kind of be losing a bit of balance. So one kind of outwards and the other one sank on the sand. Then we got the stance of the other guy as well. The stance of this guy here, I want his legs to kind of come out of the shots. So one coming out this way, and the other one, which I've drawn and I've erased 1,000 times, to kind of have a more outward stance. So obviously he balances himself out, right? Okay, so for you guys to have an idea, this is the guy that is pushing him, basically. This is the guy. You want to have the armor bits, but he will have his belt on. And I wanted the belt as well to show, because he's not a superhero, but obviously the belt is his insignia, So I wanted to have a nice
shiny butt cheeks.
Tell me.
What is your opinion on the shiny butt cheeks?
What is my opinion?
Will you put them in?
Well, I mean, he's naked for most of the story, throughout the whole 5 issues. He actually gets some trousers on the issue 2, but then he loses them again on issue 3, and then he just goes around naked. The whole thing is kind of what is the name for it? It's kind of an ongoing joke, that I always find a way to cover his front nude. You never see him from the front. I mean, you see him from the front, but I always find a way to cover his private area, right? So you really don't know.
You have to sometimes get creative with it. I bet. By the way, we have few new members or people in the chat. So, Mollet Plays, hello. Good to see you. We have a very good friend of mine as well, JP4. Thank you for coming on, JP. Hope you have a good one. We have probably the loveliest name here in the chat, Chop Chop, which is just the greatest. Well, hi there, how you doing?
Hello, everyone. Hello to Chop Chop and JP4. Thank you very much for dropping in. We should have some more guys coming in soon while we crack here at some pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now tell me, do you sometimes use like a word balloons or convenient branches or?
Yeah, whatever is convenient, whatever is at hand. The thing is that I never wanted to make it too obvious, basically. Right. So I mean, the thing some guys were always going to do is obviously cover the private parts with either like you just mentioned, a word balloon or an elbow of the other guy that is in the forefront, or an object. I never want to make it. I really don't want to fall into the usual suspects. So again, that's part of what we were discussing earlier on. The puzzle of the page. The puzzle of the panel, to try and go around it, to try and find a way to make it not so obvious. Right. But the great thing is that I'm like 40 issues trying to hide his privates. And then you find out in the 5th issue here, in the final issue, that he has no privates.
This was the thing. I absolutely knew he's gonna have a micro penis.
He's got nothing because he's a microscopic being. He's a virus, basically. So he's a sexual. He's got nothing there. But he's got butt cheeks. So the butt cheeks are always on show. Every time I have a chance to show them, I don't shy away. But in this particular shot, though, I don't want the butt cheeks there because simply this makes no sense. You just got to be bent out of shape. And let me just focus this a little bit here. And the thing that happens is that his body kind of he can mold his body to anything he wants. Well, it's not a shapeshifter, but it's a bit like the stuff that makes the symbiotes from the Spider-Man series, the Venom and all the other guys,
basically.
Yeah, he can kind of regroup himself, so his body can get chopped off in several pieces, and he can always reassemble himself. And here, basically, this guy, which is this guy here, is absorbing him because he's an antivirus. So he's kind of he's breaking down his molecular structure while wrestling him in the arena. And so again, this is one of the climatic pages. And obviously, I'm not giving away the ending. I'm not saying if the good guy is going to be successful or not. But
you kind of know.
You guys already know. He's one of the final confrontations. So I'm just going to switch off the camera because I can always share some of the concept art.
Yeah, we have Pizza Ranch Jeremy. I am absolutely disappointed your name is not Pineapple Pizza Jeremy, but I guess we'll deal.
Pizza Ranch Jeremy. Sorry, you guys just mentioned something about pineapple pizza?
Yes, I'm disappointed pizza, in him. He doesn't have Pineapple Pizza Jeremy as a
pineapple pizza is usually done with ham, isn't it? Ham and pineapple. Is that right?
Yes.
I like ham in a sandwich. I'm not the biggest fan of ham in the pizza, but I like pineapple on the pizza. I have nothing against that.
Depends on what kind of and ham, a good ham.
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, it needs to be a good ham. That is for sure. That's the first thing. And I'm just gonna screen share here. Yeah, it's got to be a good ham. And if not ham, then put some bacon or something like that, so a heavier meat, But yeah, I have nothing against pineapple in the pizza. Here we go. This is IC3000. Is the antivirus on the story. So he's a blue guy. Obviously, is the perfect the perfect foil for the bad guy, which is the other one that is being bent out of shape, and the other one is orange. So the other one is a virus and he's orange, and this one here, I think I think everyone is seeing this, hopefully.
But so the virus is actually the protagonist?
The virus is one of the protagonists, is not the protagonist. The virus is like what Darth Vader was for Star Wars when Star Wars were Star Wars. Not in the original trilogy, right? He was one of the bad guys, really. I mean, in the original movie, when I went to the theater to watch the original movie, Darth Vader was just one of the bad guys. He was not, okay, you could consider him the main bad guy, but the point is that, the Empire was the Empire. It was not basically, you did not have to defeat Darth Vader in the original Star Wars trilogy to defeat the bad guys. You needed to defeat the Empire. That's the whole point. So you needed to defeat the Emperor, like Luke does in Return of the Jedi. You needed to bring down the Star Destroyers. You need to blow up the Death Star, and that's how you defeat the bad guys. So it's the same thing here in my story. The orange guy, the virus, is just one of the bad guys. So you kind of can't say he's the Darth Vader because he's the most powerful one, but he's not the only one. And same thing with the heroes. So this guy here is one of the heroes. So he's the antivirus. Okay, so these guys exist in the microscopic world, but then they can be brought into the real world, the three-dimensional world that we live in, by means of a technology, basically. And
I absolutely love how over the top you've gone with muscle.
Oh yeah, look at this. I mean, if you really want to, If
Ooh,
you
and
really,
actually, new people in the chat. Lorenzo Slistek, my boy. Thank you very much for stopping by. Good to have
yeah,
you.
thank you to everyone. Hope you guys hang out until the end.
And no wrenches at Hero. No wrenches.
Yeah, I don't have any tools, man. I have a hammer in the kitchen if anyone wants it.
I mean,
Yes, I mean the balloon muscles are crazy, but check out the anatomy of this guy. Yeah, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers in each hand, and he's got a thumb as well. Yeah, and so goes with his feet. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toes. Yeah, 5 fingers, 1 big toe. So his anatomy is completely off. He's like he's exaggerated as hell. Look at this. He doesn't have a 6-pack. He's got a 12-pack.
fanny pack. He has a fanny pack. Fanny pack.
Got a what?
He has
Fat?
a-
You just said fat. This man has no fat. It's just
I said
muscle,
fanny
man. His muscle, mass, and a big brain. This brain is like Bib Fortuna, you know, that guy, that species from Star Wars as well, you know, the guys with the big brains.
That's absolutely my pet peeve. What you have there, like, and anything skin related, those boards he has on his head. I just can't deal with those. I found those super gross.
Yeah, it is very freaky, isn't it? Those big, twisty, long brains.
Absolutely.
And it's specifically, it's particularly upsetting, slightly freaky on the dancers. When they revamped the original trilogy, they injected all that new footage, and he made the dancer with the brain like that as well in the Jabba court. Oh man, that's really freaky. I mean, one guy was enough. I mean, to put the chick like that. No, man, come on. How can a chick dance with the brain splashing on her butt? It's just crazy.
Most guys these days could tell you, I bet.
I mean, she's dancing around, and the brain is flapping around on her breasts.
It's better to have brain flapping on your breast than anything else, I bet.
Well, I think she's still a thick woman. I mean, come on, she's dancing for a living, yeah. Let me just go here, and I'm just gonna find something here to share. In the meanwhile, you can share some pages if you want. I'll lock the screen on you, and give me a second.
Chop, you can follow me on Twitter if you want. That's how you join. Yeah, I'm gonna flex on you with some pages because again, I'm really excited about. Oh, these are actually from issue 2 already. So hush about those. Well, this is gonna be like the fight, right? And so these are the 2 pages of issue 2.
Oh,
you can't tell.
You got some pages of issue 2 there already? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I haven't. You know, a little bit ahead just because I wanted to get practice on some of the action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to edit this one just because I hate his fingers on the top.
Right.
Gonna be changed, but otherwise I think it's kind of solid.
Mm-hmm.
So shush. But yeah, so this was the latest one.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you know, we have the ghosts. That's a whole different concept. And this is the eye. That's gonna be revealed to be a big monster. This is that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have a bunch of stuff for you in the store, and hopefully, you're not gonna spoil it for anyone else because this is a big surprise. Oh man, this took forever. These 2 pages, they took forever, but I love them. I love every bit of them.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that the rock there on the right side page where the girl is. I think he's on the right side on the screen. Yeah, the girl is there. She's hiding behind the rock, right?
Yeah.
You have any flat colors on that already? By any chance? Not yet.
Again, so far just the one.
Yeah, side by side they look nice. So, but they're not. This is not a spread. They're individual pages, right?
Yeah. it started as a double page spread, and then I was like, okay, let's
No,
get
sorry
away.
about that. Yeah,
But I have actually a double page spread here.
yeah.
So this one
Oh,
was
I like those insert panels there on the right side as well. So you got
yeah.
those cutaways. They're kind of separate. How many panels are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels? Is that what it is? Five separate panels inside that insert. Right.
So this was again, my writer is kind of a crazy guy, and he comes up with these panel ideas all the time, and he was like, okay, let's do panels inside a girl, and I was like, hold up. So this is like a silhouette of a girl. He remembers, right? And
Oh, I see. Got it.
inside
cool.
of her. So
that's a neat idea.
yeah, he has a bunch of those.
The girl shows up in the previous panel, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So then obviously when you get here, you kind of recognize the silhouette.
Yeah. Hopefully you make the connection. And this is again this is a flashbackception, because this is a flashback inside a flashback. So
Right. Okay.
fun.
Yeah. Yes. So he looks at her, and I kind of, through her, you get another story, so an underlying story. Yeah, that's cool.
And this was, or this one, flashbacks in a shard of broken flower pot. Again, very creative idea.
So you pass this on to another writer, isn't it? The whole thing.
I mean, I do have a little say in it. I like to think that I help out with the story. I think the original
it's your creation, everything, right? You just want the guy to help you flesh out the script.
Exactly. I kind of thought of this idea, and I was like, I'm not really sure how to make a script or dialogue or whatsoever. So I actually met Matt. His name's Matt, and I was like, help me out. He was very generous, and he wrote the script, and he had these panel ideas, and I was just throwing my ideas on him, and he was sort of putting them all together, stitching them up, and adding his own, and it just, I think it worked out wonderfully, and I'm really excited for you guys to read it.
By the way, just making here an aside, just to acknowledge some a bit of the chat, which I'm noticing now. Some people are asking how can they get the ranch. I mean, you have mentioned that before. I don't know how to do that, guys. So, but I will promise I will do that for the next stream, so I can give wrenches to people.
I can teach you if you want. Do you see the chat?
Sorry?
See the chat, right?
Yeah, well,
right?
I don't really know what they do, to be honest. I don't understand the concept.
I'll explain it, okay? So if you do it to me, so do you see my sort of message there? Yeah. So hover over it with the mouse, and do you see the three balls or 3 points on the right side?
Yeah. Now remember that some of the things that show up on your side don't actually show up on mine. Remember that thing on the.
So click on those.
Yeah.
And you should be able to give me, add a moderator.
Oh yeah, add moderator. I can do that for you.
So click on that.
There you go. So now your role is for the channel.
Now I'm wrenched.
Okay, so if I give wrenches to everybody, what happens then?
Yes, so basically, they will be able to add links and ban people, I believe, and stuff like that. Right. So if you have sort of a rogue, I don't know, viewer who's gonna, be really hateful, they can delete his message and block him, etc.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, you got a wrench now. You can do that.
Yeah,
if you want.
I'll keep an eye on them. I'm gonna be sneaking. I'm gonna post our Twitters.
Okay,
So
everybody's welcome here. We usually don't have any. We usually don't have that many viewers, and I'm quite happy to get everybody in. That'll be awesome. 200 people
absolutely.
in, 50,000 people in. That'll be wonderful. But I don't think we have. I don't think we're polemical enough to have haters. If that comes to that, I'll offer wrenches to everybody that is a vigilante to put everybody else in order until then. Also,
If you bring two people, you get a wrench.
yeah, I mean, if anyone that he wants to start coming here voluntarily every week, when we do these things almost every Friday, well, every Friday for the last 3 in a row, so hopefully we'll carry on doing them. Then, if you want to become a very faithful customer, I'll be quite happy to offer a wrench. Also, someone else is asking how they come in.
Oh, I believe they want to join in on the show.
On the join. Well, okay, so the way it works is like this. So basically what we are, this is a stream comprised with some European artists, basically.
So if
And
you're an artist,
yeah, you can explain. Go ahead.
Exactly. So.
What is the main intention here? Basically, the main intention is that it's difficult for us, the European chaps, to jump on most of the US streams. We'd be quite happy to join them. And Shabby has been in a few, but it's always very difficult for us because of the hours, isn't it? Because of the time frame.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you guys when you
3 a.m. to be on some, so
exactly. I mean, we do have to work as well. Unfortunately, here in Europe, we do work. We work like slaves, chained up to a wall. We got rations twice a day, but beyond that, we work 100 hours, 200 hours a week, and we hardly see any sunshine. And then we're allowed sometimes to do these streams, not like the American guys, that they have good lives. So we do need to sleep.
I mean, that's the whole scheme, I'm gonna get a green card and I'm moving.
Oh yeah, well that's always in the horizon. Of course, that's our holy grail.
I'm gonna live off making comic books. That's the future of mine.
That's right. So basically, what it is that we it's very difficult for us to get in those streams. So we decided to create a group which is underrepresented here on the indie comic side. I mean, I'm sure there's other guys in Europe doing this. Obviously, there's plenty of groups, but we're just getting a little wild bunch together.
I haven't seen much of them.
Well, I'm sure there is here and there.
I actually wondered like how many possibly there are.
Yeah, it's something that I do some searches once in a while, but you're right. It's not that easy to find, and that's precisely because of that. There's a lot of American streams, and not enough of the Europeans. Am I presenting this? Why am I not presenting this? I got the bad guy here now, and I wanted to screen share it. Okay, well, I'm clearly not. So let me just.
So, I'm gonna ask you this.
Present to everyone.
I have this panel right here, and I just need to fill it with something. Sorry, I'm tired. I need to establish a room and basically I need to have him entering the room and a stone at the other end of the room, sort of like a MacGuffin. What do you think would be the best framing of that scene?
Well, give me a second. I'm just okay. Here we go. I'm just trying to fix the screen on you again. Just previously, I was trying to share my own screen, and somehow I couldn't. Okay, so tell me again. What's the thing?
Yeah. So
explain it again.
I have this panel at the bottom here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I need to establish a large room that he enters. And at the end of the room, there is a large boulder, right? Sort of this MacGuffin item
Okay.
or altar, basically.
All right. Now zoom out and show me the rest of the page.
Yeah.
All right. This is what we do here, guys. You see, we get our puzzles together. You know, we work out these things. You know, on layouts, which is the most important part of a storytelling in comics is the layout. Right. You got quite a lot of panels here, man. So. Okay, so the background panel, that is what sort of shot is that?
That's him basically walking up the stairway.
Oh, right, got it. I can see the staircase. Yeah, that's fine. I can see that there. Yeah, so it's an establishing shot. Basically, yeah, an establishing shot. It establishes that he's going up the staircase. It's one of those spiral staircase towers. Yeah,
I can show you the page previous to that, so you have the context.
Yeah.
So this is it. Oh.
Okay. Sort of. Yeah. He goes from there and he jumps into the other one. That's fine. Okay.
There, and then we jump. Boom! He's on the staircase. I think that's it.
Okay, and then this breakdown here of 1, 2, 3, 4 panels before you have the white panel at the bottom. What's that going to be?
Basically, going to be him going through the tower, looking for these goblins. So
is he going? Where in the tower? Is it like there's different doors in the tower?
No, I mean, probably. I sort of imagine just different rooms, you know, and he's going through them and he's making his way upwards. And so that's why the panel and the background is so large, because I want to give the reader sort of the idea of him still going upwards. If that makes sense. And
yeah,
we have different rooms and him sort of setting up stuff and stuff like that. And then he gradually makes his way all the way to the top of the tower, and then there's gonna be the panel at the bottom.
I mean, do you want to pencil in just very roughly there, almost like, you know, stick figures, in these 4 panels? What sort of perspective you'll be using there? I mean, if he's going to be in the foreground or in the background, just for me to get, I would get a better feeling for you to give you an answer for that bottom panel there.
I mean, this is something I haven't figured out myself yet, so yeah, I'll probably be going on a limb.
Just drop a very rough sketch there on each one of those panels, just for me to have an idea of where he's going to be and what he's going to be doing. Because I got another idea for that big figure there, but again, I might be completely off. Of course, each person's going to look at a page and make a completely different reading on the layout. So I'll be looking at the staircase tilted. I kind of can see the angle there. If I remove those panels out of the way, I can see you have the right there in the, yeah, that's right, the tower length there. Yeah, and I can see kind of spiraling the staircase. Yeah. Right. Okay.
I think once I add background, you know, it's gonna be much more clearer. Just so I maybe add a window behind him just to see, you know, the tilt.
Yeah, got it. I can tell that you that's what it is. You want to show the tilt of the staircase, so you have a full comprehension of what he's actually climbing. Yeah, and of course, you know, to you warping the tower staircase, isn't it? So you
a little bit,
yeah,
just to make it really hammered down. You know, it's
and obviously by doing that, it's the only way you can actually show the staircase. What I was thinking is, I would put him because right now I'm just thinking on the way on the I'm thinking of his stare, where he's staring, the actual main character. So he's literally looking at the panel. He's looking at the panels, which is fine. I personally, I don't know if I would probably put him facing those other panels more on an upwards kind of a tilt.
So like,
well, let me just, I'll sketch it here probably. If I find the blank page. You never, my kingdom for a blank page, yeah? It's never one when you want it. But I think you probably can do it there yourself. Let me just, oh, okay.
One of those digital.
Yeah. Right. So I really, I don't know how I would put the staircase because it's a tricky one since obviously it's a round staircase.
The staircase is fine. I'm just concerned about the bottom panel, just to make the
Yeah.
room in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I was basically thinking, and this is a really simple one, but since it's such a long panel, I'll probably just do the boulder in the foreground. So this is the
Yeah.
boulder.
And I know you don't like to overthink. You were telling me that, but let me just. I think I don't know. Maybe if I grab your guy and put him, like, it really is almost practically the same stance. It's just I would be facing him more straighter,
Oh, yeah. So twisting him a little bit, or like on the axis to the right.
Yeah,
If I
I would kind of slightly move his body to the right. Yeah, so kind of turn the axis a bit to the right, and his head, instead of being facing down, it would be facing straight to the right, because he's climbing. He's climbing up the stairs, right? And I just think probably you need that upwards push, because basically what it is that you can link that stance to the first panel on the top, and then you have a cadence coming down, right? And you coming down again from the first panel at the top to the second, to the third, and to the fourth. Now, obviously, it's clearer as a daylight that the first panel is the background, is the background, the full bleed, and then obviously you start reading from the first panel. But I don't know, it's just probably, and I'll put him higher than that. I'll put his head almost like tit for tat against the panel at the top. I will lift him up a little bit.
Oh, so
Obviously,
I don't want him to fill the whole space.
yeah,
Just to...
I understand that. That's fine. It's aesthetically is more pleasing like this. I understand that. And there's also the problem with the staircase, because with the other shot, I'm not entirely sure how to convey the staircase. Because here in this shot is easy. You warp the staircase because you're kind of looking at him top down. It's fine. He's the easy way out, basically, which is perfectly fine. And he's a good shot. He's a great shot. But the thing is that I don't know. It's a more academic way. The way I'm thinking is more academic, But I think in terms of visualization, that's what I think it is the word. I think is more concrete. It gives more of yeah. I think it makes it more. I think you'll have more strength. Could be that. It could be that. I can be completely wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you'll have more strength. Oh, you know what it is? Because obviously, yeah, you still obviously you've done already the layout, so you still kind of thinking of him facing down. But what I suggest to you is, and I correct here what I've said, yeah, lower him a little bit and lift his chin up. That's what I was thinking. So basically, again, you will be looking straight at the panel at the top, but like that's the most important thing that I wanted to convey, is that he's looking upwards, because he's climbing up, and then he visually links his eyes to the reader's eyes to the first panel. That's what I was thinking. But you got to lift his head up. And let's see if it works. I think his whole body should be arcing up, like chest pumped out and head. Because I hear her, right? Climbing up the stairs. He knows where he's going. I mean, what's his mood here? What's
He's sort of brooding. He's
Yeah, but is this like is this a threatening situation? Is he up against some sort of opposition there,
Yes.
or
He's basically looking for a kill. He's looking for a fight there.
he is looking for a fight? Okay, no, it's just the previous page. The hall is deserted, so I thought maybe there's nobody there. He's just looking for an artifact.
Yeah, no. So far, nobody's there. He's very surprised by that as well. You know, he
Right.
was
Okay.
expecting this large, battle, but nothing really showed up in there, and he's sort of suspicious.
You can move them closer to the panels, just like the previous figure.
I mean, I do, but the staircase will be shown in that space, you know. So
Yeah.
I'll see. I might, move that. Afterward.
It will be a very similar. Let me just the staircase. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the layout here of your page. That's the second panel and the third panel. Okay, so the staircase. Man, how do I draw a staircase?
And I take advices from you, huh?
Yeah, I never seen a staircase, man. It's very difficult things to do. Staircase.
I forgot you live in a basement.
Yeah, of course, basement, man, chained up 24 hours a day. Only allowed the middle. Let me just go on my screen and see if I can fix this.
Hey, Central Ivan, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're not trolling. If you are, have a good one.
Look, is this how the staircase should be? This is your page, right? So, okay, so this is not the panel at the top, yeah? This is the second panel, third panel, fourth panel. Your other panel will be here, yeah? The long one, yeah? So is this how your staircase would be?
No, the staircase would be a little bit more tilted to the left, if you can.
Yeah, I mean, but in this new version. Then here the steps will be going like this. Because you have a bleed. The bleed will be until here, right?
So I mean, this sort of a flat kind of shot. I do like the warping.
Yeah, the warping is fine. I love warpings, man. I mean, they're very satisfying pages. So you'll have your guy like looking to this panel, but it'll be higher, basically it'll be here.
Yeah.
And you can still show his feet. Big, and then depends on his motivation. That's why I was imagining if he's fearless, or if he's a bit doubtful of what he's gonna find. So his stance can be wider.
Pull the figure further so you can see the hole with the feet. I have him sort of to knee height, very close, just to show him really imposing big figure, and he would pull it back.
Okay, well, you can put his leg backwards, so you'll give him a very wide stance, and this one maybe on the other step, like even wider, like this. Let me just erase the shit that we don't need. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you understand?
Yeah, I know.
This is one leg. This is the other one. I'm not bending that leg on purpose. And I think you can still, you won't be able to show that warping of the staircase that you're doing behind, isn't it? If I understand correctly, the staircase is going behind him, right?
Yeah. No, I mean,
won't be able to do that in these shots. Or maybe you will. I don't know. If you can warp the staircase here, make this even more warpy. Right now, I got to switch to the pen, basically. So.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's
gonna be interesting for sure.
Yeah, you can kind of completely mutate the.
Do you know what's kind of a funny thing? I've been drawing on paper as well, right? Every artist I've ever seen so far, or not everyone, no, but 90.9, have all the same pen, all the same,
These ones, Uniball, Unipin, they're very good.
No, I mean not pen. I mean the pencil, the mechanical
Oh,
pencil.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
a very good
and
pencil.
I have it as well. And every artist I saw have it as well.
Really,
The what's the mechanical pencil called? GT something?
this one
No
here,
idea. Yeah, the mechanical one. Yeah, exactly.
craft
So
gear.
yeah, craft gear. So and I know for a fact, uh, everyone bought it just because Jim Lee uses it.
Exactly. Jim Lee sent me this one in the mail. That was old Jim Lee, man.
Yeah, I knew it. I absolutely know. Like people sneak, like
Okay.
his stuff and like,
Yeah,
oh,
this
he's using this one. I'm gonna buy it as well.
I did explain in other streams my choice of pens and also my choice in the pencils. Yeah, I finally there's only one more change I'll be doing in the future in terms of inking on the equipment, but I'm pretty happy with what I have now. And now I have slumped him here a little bit. I actually gave him a belly, which is not the intentions. And but yeah, I mean, if basically this is what I was thinking. You got panel here, right? Again, you have one more panel here, right? So the top one. So
So
obviously the guy
nothing.
would be much higher.
The point is conveyed. So
But the idea is this: so you will have a really you can still probably have that warp perspective. And again, this is a full bleed, so you can play with the staircases all the way here. Making that's the thing I like. I like to make as much availability of the paper. I mean, all the paper that is available, I fill it in. The hell with it, you know. So I use as
I
much as possible.
haven't done that at all. I have this really thick black outlines all over it in the bleed area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to change that. I think it looks cooler when you don't have that.
And even wider here. So this will be like this one will be like that, and then yeah, you can warp like do a kind of hey man, what's the name of that Dave Seam kind of thing? Not Dave Seam, the other guy, the one that does Max, I forget his name, but he warps his pictures a lot, and you can probably still warp this with the staircase coming down here. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can see this happening. Basically, if you come out of the panel, the staircase would be coming like this. Like that, and then here, and then the next one will be here, obviously. Yeah, I think that could work. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. I think it's something like this that I'm thinking. Yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe you get a more powerful stance if the guy is looking directly at the top panel. That's what I was thinking. You know. Obviously, this would just be. Oh, Jesus Christ! Now I don't even have pens here.
Both versions, and I'm gonna send
That's
the
it. Now
art
you're
writer.
gonna do you do like this. You do the page twice, and
Yeah.
you put that on offer.
No,
you,
no, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send it to the
that's it.
artist, the writer, and he's gonna have a final say in that one.
This is what I've done. I've covered him, so you know, not two heads there gets confused. And then you make a public choice, you know, like elections, you know,
Yeah.
put it to the vote. Yeah, obviously it's more academic this, but you know, it might work.
No. What do you mean by academic exactly?
Well, academic means this is a more traditional pose. Your pose is more out there. Your pose is less academic
Oh,
because you got the guy. I would say this is more conventional because
yeah.
you is more conventional, but he's more typical, basically, meaning the guy is looking directly at the panel that is the
Mhm.
follow-up panel. You know, so you
Mm.
got to.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing because so many, I sort of believe that the poses I have before and like 3 or 4 pages before are very conventional and are very, I don't know, flat angles and stuff like that. So I wanted to sort of push it on this one just to make it sort of, I don't know.
Exactly. That's why your page is less academic because you got a shot that is less conventional. I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this version here, just for the purpose of storytelling. I think is well, it's the again by being the more traditional one, you might have a more I think you'll have a more powerful stance like this. I think the other one you here is slightly weakened by it by it, because he's kind of crouching. He's not crouching, but he's kind of lurching a little bit down. And again, he's going up, isn't it? He's going up the staircase. So you'll be giving him more of an assertive stance by making him more erect, if we can say that, and by
my hero more erect.
You'll have a more Homo erectus,
Yeah.
and you'll have him looking straight at the follow-up panel, which in terms of storytelling, obviously, is traditional again, it's academic kind of thing. But,
See, that should be the tagline for this this stream.
Yeah, Homo erectus.
Hero.
Okay, good idea. I'll change that later. I'll change it now.
Please try to be excited for that.
I got to tell you something, and that's the thing. Again, is a debate I have with myself. Sometimes you go around and you try to make the page or the panel or a particular pose, as unconventional as possible, because you want to break a little bit of ground, right? You want to break a bit of the glass, yeah. But you go around, and you're never satisfied with it, or you think that maybe it's not working, or it can work slightly different. And then why I end up going with? I end up going with the more academic stuff, the most academic pose, the most vanilla pose, the most obvious one. Unfortunately, it's like that. Sometimes those actually work better in a panel here or in a page there. So a lot of times that happens, that happens to me. I kind of pull my brain out thinking, how can I make this guy different? And I just end up doing what I usually do, so do what I've usually done already another 10 times before. So let me just see if I can share this guy now.
Entertain the chat. I'll go get a drink and be right back.
Yeah, sure.
I have another hour in me, and then I'm done.
Yeah, that's fine.
Be back.
Now I'm just trying to share something here, which I don't know why I can't. As Chevy was previously trying to find out who's the other character. I have no idea why I cannot share this. It's not allowing me to share my screen. I don't know why. Let me try again. Ah, here we go. All right. There you go. Yeah, this is another one of the main characters of my own book. Yeah, we were just having a discussion of the importance of the bad guy and how many bad guys can your story have. Well, actually, we didn't went that far, but yeah, your story can have as many bad guys as you want. But we were just doing the comparison of in the original Star Wars trilogy, where the original Star Wars trilogy, so the original Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, just in case we got a few people here that actually do not know that. And I was mentioning to Shabby that, when I remember seeing Star Wars originally in the theaters, when it came out, I was really just, I think, 4 years old. And subsequently, when I watched the other episodes after that, a little bit older, and I was just saying that Darth Vader was just another one of the bad guys. So you fair enough, he could have been the main bad guy, but that's not really who he was. He was just a muscle man, really. He was just he was a bouncer. He was the bouncer of the Emperor. I mean, Grand Moff Tarkin, so the Peter Cushing character, is much more of a scary character, to be honest. especially if you're watching the movie for the first time and you're of a certain age, maybe a little bit younger. Is definitely He's definitely very threatening. Darth Vader actually was never scary to me, to be honest. Just a guy in a black suit. He's an imposing character, of course, and he's a scary character. But he's I don't think he's got that level of um, um, mischief in him. You know, that malicious level, um, like Tarkin has, to be honest. And just like we were discussing, you know, that in order for the good guys to win, they do not have to destroy only Darth Vader. They have to destroy the Emperor and well, and all the other stuff that the Empire thrives on, which is all their machinery and all their death machines. Yeah, so I was just mentioning to Shabby, this is, I'll say, the main opponent in my book, but definitely not the main villain. So, but there you go. There's just a snippet there. And back on the page that I'm working at the moment, where this guy is the orange guy. And the orange guy you've just seen on the other picture, and he's being bent out of shape by this other guy, which is I shared this color pick earlier on, but it's this guy here is bending him out of shape. Okay, we should be getting the other guest here very soon. Chevy just went to do something. He should be back in a second. Oh, okay. Sorry, I have to send the invitation again to Carl Rowe.
Okay. Good thinking.
Yeah, let me just send the invitation again to Carl. I messed up. I sent the wrong thing.
Oh, so you can't get in?
I sent the video link. Not the actual stream link. And let me just send this again to him. Poor guy, he's been waiting there for more than half an hour. There you go. And
oh, nice. James Gunn is going to be doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sorry, who?
James Gunn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's back on it?
Yeah. He's gonna
for
be
real?
doing. Yeah, for real.
They rehired him?
Yeah. Apparently.
What a crazy story.
Yeah.
That just came out?
Yeah, I just see it on Twitter. This is recent. Yeah. Who knew?
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah. I like the first two. So, hey, good.
Okay, well, we were going to have another guest here, and he just realized that he doesn't have his YouTube. I'm not sure if it is a YouTube account that he needs to have, but he's saying that he needs to verify it for live streaming. So I presume he's a YouTube account, and yes, I mean those things have to be done beforehand. So he won't be joining us today. Maybe next week. So yeah, he needs to. That's why I do warn people, plan in advance, give them plenty of time, and do specify for the ones that have not actually joined YouTube yet, but are wanting to join these streams, exactly how you get in here and how to do it. So it's through Google Hangouts, and obviously I just had a few guests before a couple of months ago, and they had exactly the same situation. They had never been in live streams, and then what happened was that some of them do not even have Google on their computers, so they had to install at the last minute.
Oh,
So yeah, for anyone passing by that is watching this but does not have has never done this and wants to come in, just make sure you get all your stuff sorted out a day before. Just make sure you got a mic, a headset is also useful. You have access to Google as a provider of the link, and whatever else you need. I mean, we're on all these things, isn't it? You got a YouTube channel, I got a YouTube channel. I think everybody that is here on the chat, for example, has a YouTube channel, so otherwise their names won't show up. So obviously, if people are planning on coming on these streams, they got to have all these things set up. Unfortunately, at the last minute, it's difficult to do it. So okay, I just gave the link to Carl. Let's hope he's still available and that he join us soon.
Yeah.
All right. So what? Oh, he's got an axe. All right, I hadn't seen the axe before.
Oh, yeah. That's his signature weapon.
Mm-hmm. What is he doing with the other hand?
I think he's leaning against on the column.
Okay, just getting a bit of support there. You're gonna have that covered by a panel, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. That's gonna be oops, this thing. So. I might have just
Put it higher.
Poking out here somewhere. Something like this. I don't know. Could work as well. Just to show it.
Yeah.
Whew. Whew. I am definitely more of a early bird than a night owl. I tell you that.
Yeah, well. Yeah, I usually do my sketching in the end of the day. That's a reference to Back to the Future 3. I actually do my killing before breakfast. They have the duel, plan to have the duel. McFly plans to have the duel with Biff. I usually do my killing before breakfast. I usually do my killing after breakfast. Man, I pumped this up. Let's hope that Carl comes in because I completely screwed up. I sent him the link of the YouTube video link, not the actual stream link. So, God damn it.
See, I read a really funny tweet today. It was, "To my murderers, I am at my most vulnerable between my first and second wipe." That was hilarious.
First and second wipe?
Yeah, like on a toilet.
My God, my murderers. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that theory that Disney's buying tickets for Captain Marvel. That's a bit too far fetched. We're going too far. This is like all these.
I mean, I think people do want it to fail, but let's be honest. That movie had the perfect setup to be successful.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've watched it. Yeah, not in the cinema. I'm not gonna give more money to those guys, but I will watch Endgame hopefully. But that's it.
So
but
you've seen?
Yeah, I'm not proud to say it, but I couldn't care less, to be honest. I managed to get some sort of pirate copy that I watched at home. And yeah, I was a little bit. It's very run off the mill, to be honest. It's to be honest. First of all, I don't see any budget in it. I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, it's a CGI woman in the end flying around space, and that's right for 5 minutes. It's not really. It's nothing epic in the end. It's a climax. You want something epic. There's nothing epic there. and throughout the whole movie is very mundane. It's exactly what the trailer gives you. The trailer, like you were saying last week, the trailer isn't, there's no power in it at all, and it's 2 hours of exactly the same. There's nothing in it. There's
I must say, in the second Endgame trailer, she looks better than in her movie.
Oh, Endgame is looking great.
No, I mean her, like Captain Marvel.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, well, she still has that smug face, isn't it?
Sorry.
Doesn't matter what she does. She has that smug face.
She's probably going. Is she a cocky character?
Is she what?
She-
Sorry.
Is she very smug and cocky character in the movie? Like very up herself?
Well, there's closer to the end,
Yeah.
when she asserts herself as a hero. That moment just before well, it's already we. I mean, the timing of the movie is all over the place. The script is a little bit is a bit off. But there's nothing that bad in it that I can say, "Woo, that's a really sore wound there." Now I can't really pinpoint any more negative or
That's
gracious
fine.
moments.
At least you're being objective.
Yeah, but basically what it is that moment usually where the hero finally, that's it. He's getting ready for the final showdown. Yeah, there's a moment like that in every single movie, right? And I think in this one comes very very late in the time of the movie. The actual clock of the movie. And the time code. That's what I want to say. Time code of the movie is going very very late. Because right after that, that's it. It's the final showdown. The thing is that at that precise moment, our old Air Force colleague, which is the mother of Monica Rambeau, so the actual Captain Marvel from the comics, which is a black police officer, which then gets those powers, photon powers, right? The one that has the white and black uniform, yeah,
Yeah.
and the afro, yeah. So that's the young, and I'm sure she's gonna be now. Obviously, in the future, she's gonna acquire powers and be one of the characters because she's portrayed as a young girl, in 1995 or whatever when the movie's set, right? So then, obviously, now if you add a few more years to that, then she's gonna be an adult woman. So that's why they put it in that movie. But the mother says to her, she has a speech. She gives a speech to Carol Danvers, like a motivational speech, and she said,
Wouldn't it
"You-
be interesting if Carol died at the end game and Monique
oh yes,
well got
please." I mean, it's a nothing of a character. I mean, what you were asking is that if she's that much of a stiff upper lip in Captain Marvel, and I say yes. I mean, she's very condescending throughout the whole movie. I mean, I don't think he's offensively
right.
um, pretentious, but you don't notice that much. But she's very proud of herself throughout. I mean, everything she does, the way she walks, I mean, I think she's very proud that she's representative of this alien civilization. The Kree. I think she's very proud of it. I mean, okay, fair enough. They they're an elite force basically. So, and they go around the universe, or whatever, wiping out the scrolls.
Yeah.
So there's a certain degree of pride that they have. You can see that in the way that they're presented from the beginning of the movie and the stance they take. They're going on the missions and they're very sure of themselves that they're very good at what they do, right? And obviously that doesn't change when she's in Earth on Earth, and she becomes kind of almost like a rogue kind of element from the team. I can't understand how they separate themselves. To be honest, I complete is the script is very weak in parts, and I can't really tell what happened. But I know she separates herself from the main. Oh, okay. Okay. She gets kidnapped by the scrolls, and then she runs away in a small aircraft, a small spacecraft, and ends up on Earth. But I cannot understand is why Jude Law and the other guys cannot come back for her. I don't understand that because throughout the whole movie she's in contact with them. So again, I completely missed that. Again, there's some moments in the movie they're very poorly explained. They're not
Yeah,
badly written; they're just poorly explained because I completely don't understand.
I see. By the way, we have a trusty sidekick in the chat. Hey, hey, my friend, how you doing? One of the
Hello.
titans. So really happy to have him. Good to see you.
I wonder what is the time for most of the people on the chat. I guess it's probably mid-afternoon by now, maybe 5, 6 o'clock. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah, yeah.
if there is.
I always think like the rule is Americans are 8 hours uh,
Yeah, if they're
later,
all the way in Pacific, yeah, if they're all the way there, then it's 8 hours.
and it's somewhat of that. So, right. And hey, have you seen, by the way, one of those? Oh yeah, 6:17 for him.
Oh yeah, wow, really
Like,
early, and
I,
that's
or it's PM. It's
that's
early. It's either early or late. Not that late, but
beginning of the day there for trusty sidekick. Well, very nice of you to join, and here's now at this very early hour of the morning for you. And I guess you have a working day in front of you, or maybe a studying day. So have a good day for yourself. So I guess you're in the Pacific Coast or somewhere thereabouts.
have
And
you? Yeah, sorry. Have you by any chance seen the Disney sort of shorts? They do animated shorts about the original trilogy. Oh
no,
yes,
I've never seen that.
they're really. First of all, they're quite well animated but they sort of retell the original trilogy really quickly,
Hmm.
and they make Luke look like a absolute buffoon.
Right.
Right, and basically, I'd have to show it to you, but it basically goes that mm, he goes to rescue like Princess Leia, right? And she sort of sighs and rolls her eye like, oh, this guy, and uh, bunch of little stuff like that happens.
I
I
never
was
seen
like,
that.
okay, oh yeah, and she then like leads the rebellion, with the blaster and whatever. I'll send it to you on DMs so you can see
Yeah.
them.
Where do you usually see that? He's on TV or something?
Actually, it's on YouTube. It's like,
Oh, they're probably on YouTube. Yeah.
yeah, they're definitely on YouTube.
I guess Disney has a
Send it.
channel on YouTube. I guess.
Yeah, Disney for sure. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of people sort of whined about it, which I do understand why. But yeah, it's Trusty Psychic is 6 p.m. actually, so he's
Oh,
probably
6
like right
p.m.
now
Oh, okay.
chilling.
So you're in the East Coast then. Oh, okay.
He's chilling at home. He's probably back from home, looking forward to weekend.
Right. Well, when I saw there 6:17, then I thought it was AM. But yeah, in that case, that's cool, man. So
It's
getting
the
ready to
ideal
go.
time for him. It's awesome.
That's the best time. Day's over. No more worries. Just chill. That's it. Obviously, we have our dungeon to go back after this, and we start again at 5 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? Our forced labor. It's horrible, man. Can't hardly live here in Europe anymore, man. Everything is so expensive. Try and focus this a little bit better. I have to apologize. I got a camera here right next to the computer. It should be nice and smooth, but the
Mhm.
it doesn't focus very easily, and then I constantly have to refocus it. But hopefully, we'll be able to get a better camera soon. I have updated the sound, as you probably already knows. Remember, I was having some trouble getting into the stream a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I could hear you guys, but sound was not coming very, very clear. Well, obviously because I was being a dumbass, and I just realized that this headset has another part that you basically connect the jack to. Add to that little module, and then that connects to the computer through a USB, and that's how you amplify the mic and you control everything. Obviously, I was trying to be smart and not use that at all, And then I realized that by not using it, you were not hearing me properly. So I was fudging the stream with a different microphone. So, but now everything is solved. There you go. I'm not sure if Carlo Rowe will be able to join us. I think that you waited, unfortunately, for the correct link. I screwed it up. I have to apologize once again, and I think now it's probably be too late for him to join. But if he can still join, the link is there. If he's hearing, just check your Twitter, mate, and the link will be there. Okay, the correct link will be there now. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm starting. I think I'm happy here with this stance, and I'm just gonna start fleshing out the other lines. This guy on top of that is a very big chest box. Lung box here is very big. It's a very chesty guy.
Hold on, found the video. Sending it to your DMs.
All right.
Oh,
we can probably video screen share that here. To be honest, I couldn't care less if Disney likes it or not. But knowing them, they're known for shutting down streams that are
right. I know
that are showing their content.
I mean, we're pretty small. I think we can sort of
Well, the problem is not a question of popularity. It's a question of I don't think it's a manual thing. I think it's an automated thing. You know,
I see.
When the YouTube algorithm spots anything that is copyrighted, especially by someone like that, then that's it. It immediately shuts you down. I heard that. Now again, they might not immediately shut us down. They might just send a warning. I think that's how it works. They might send a warning, and it's irrelevant really. The size of the channel. It's just a question of them not wanting. But let me have a look. You've sent something already?
Yeah, on their DMs.
Yes. Okay.
You see?
I'm gonna have a look at it, but my cursor keeps on going away. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at that now. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh yeah, classic Walt Disney style. Yeah. The Rescue. Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures. All right, I'm gonna watch this later. I never seen this. Is this recent?
Yeah.
Oh, it's from the movie, basically, just with a little bit more.
It's basically the retelling, and it's like a really condensed version. And so some of them are real nice and well animated. This one is kind of fine, but it's just really sort of twisting and the original trilogy, like turning her lady badassness up to 11.
Right. Actually, I'm gonna screen share this. I don't care.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Let me screen about it. We're gonna screen it without sound, so but I'm actually gonna make it more.
Say much.
I mean, look at this. It's a Mary Sue complex, isn't it?
I think you're still whiteboxing me, by the way. I'm not sure. No, you're fine.
Yeah, so she basically this is the scene exactly as it is in the movie, but she basically does everything.
Oh yeah,
that's the whole point of this mini short, is that she
saves the guy. To see that expression, that's like, oh
yeah, I can do it. But actually, that fair enough. That's what she does in the movie. But this here with him tangled up in the cable. Oh, you jerk! Yeah. This is how it's done. Go in charge. Yeah, kill Jawa. Fly this. Oh my God, she's like.
Look at and it's basically making Luke into a buffoon. And for real, he's like, you know, this is the thing I don't understand, that in order to make a woman a badass, you need to put down a man.
Yeah, always, of course.
And that's the craziest thing to me. Oh yeah, by Atrial.
That's right. She shows all the guys. I mean,
Yeah,
she's so full of herself that here she does this little smug face right here in the coronation, right?
yeah.
And then
and that's the part where she gives the medals to the guys, you know, and you can't see it. You can just see her sort of smiling.
yeah, but I like this bit here where she kind of well, she basically, this is the equivalent of her. She goes here full rage on, right? And this is the equivalent of her killing a bunch of stormtroopers. This here,
Yeah.
only put it down 2 guys, but and the guys Ansel and Luke, they're completely, even Chewbacca.
Yeah, look at him.
And they're like, Jesus Christ, this woman is, my God, she's
See,
vicious.
in his species, this wouldn't fly by.
Yeah, look at it. Throws the monkey down there, you jackass. Oh my God. Yeah,
See, Han knows what's up. Han knows what's up. That face said it all.
So there's more of these then, yeah.
Yeah, most of them are cool though. Like,
I'm gonna check them out.
yeah,
I will definitely check this out. I mean, it's
okay. I'm having a giant storm over here.
Really?
Yeah, like real scary. I'm not sure if you can even hear the rain, but
I can hear it. Yeah. Wow, I can hear that.
I'll probably call it a quits for today. You know, as well. It's kind of late, and I'll go to bed and see you next week.
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna finish here for today, and
be on the lookout for this page when I finish it. It's gonna be fun.
You see, you're doing updates every time you finish one. You do the update. Yep, you show it
every now and then.
Very good.
And thanks for the help.
That's it. At least the whole story will not be there, but at least the images will. So
yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming on. It was real fun to be here. To have some fun mock about, and I'll see you later.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much for everyone in chat. Thank you very much to all the viewers. Sorry, today we have to cut a bit short. I messed up the link with your guest, and Canales can come because he's sick. But yeah, next week maybe we should have a full panel here next week. So
absolutely, and we might do even a little bit earlier. So be on the lookout.
We'll try to do it even a little bit earlier. Yes, for a couple of the guys can come earlier, and a couple of the other guys can come later. So we should be able to always spread these things out for a couple of 2
for me. I've been bitching about it for quite a while, so it's for me.
As long as your computer works, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Okay,
all right. For everyone else, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so the more the merrier, and then we can always have some more people jumping in on the stream and give them ranches and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Now, bye.
And we're out. Bye bye.
Bye bye.